Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Wedding to Wife podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Allen, and I just want to thank everybody that's been tuning in each week, listening in, sending in their feedback as we grow. We want to make sure that we're giving you exactly what you want. So if you have a topic, make sure that you kick it out to us because I would actually love to have you on as a guest on the Wedding to Wife podcast. My guest today is super special because she is a Just ELope bride. And if you do not know, I am also the owner of Just ELope. We are an elopement and micro wedding planning company based here in Dallas, Texas. And we provide all-inclusive elopements to where you simply just have to pick from a menu and show up. And we try to take care of all the other things and relieve as much stress as we possibly can. So this really means a lot to me to have one of my former brides on to get into the tea because I feel like this topic is so needed. Kelsie, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I am happy to be here and to support you once again because you made my wedding perfect.
Well, thank you. I think your topic is one. We actually had a couple people say that this was such a great topic. What your expectation growing up of what marriage was and versus once you actually got married and you realize what it is. And when you made that suggestion, I knew right away, like, no, we need to talk about this. So let's just get right into it. Growing up, what was your expectation of marriage?
Well, I grew up in the Disney age, where, you get married and everything is happily ever after. I don't know if you've ever watched Donna Reed, but I had that
Yes.
mentality of, oh, you're going to be home and taking care of your husband and your kids and your house. And obviously, nowadays, that is not the case.
Right.
You are in a place now where it takes two incomes to make a household work, much less to keep it going, and your relationship going. I feel my grandparents, they had five kids. My great grandma got to stay home with all five of them,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandfather was the provider. And nowadays, you don't really have that
Right.
because I feel like either you have to pay somebody to pretty much watch your kids while you're at work, or you guys have to downsize your life and the lifestyle you want in order to have kids and to have that lifestyle.
Right.
And I feel like now marriage is actually, it's still transactional in a way marriage used to be, where I'll marry you and take care of the kids in the house versus you taking care of us. Whereas now, well, we both have to make it work. We both have to put in our money in it. We both have to divide up, what needs to be done around the house. Gender roles, I feel like don't matter as much anymore as they used to.
That's true.
You know, my husband actually does most of the housework because he works from home and he's home, whereas I am gone, usually from 6 a.m. to 4.
Right.
And so I come home and usually I'll do what I can, but I am the one that cooks, but he cleans up after I cook. And
Mm-hmm.
then on the weekends, I'm the one that does the yard work because he's usually fixing something on the inside.
Okay.
So, um, but definitely no, I feel like marriage now, as a wife, you are no longer responsible for one or two or three things, which is still a
Right.
job. I
Right.
have plenty of friends who are stay-at-home moms, and I bow down to them for their patience because I have not the patience
Yeah.
whatsoever. Um, but it's no longer the happily ever after is guaranteed
Now let me ask you
because
this. Are you
mhm,
disappointed that that is the turn that society has taken and that's not your experience?
no, no, I'm
Okay.
not disappointed at all. Um, my own experiences as I aged with my parents' marriage and watching my grandparents marriage as I got older, I realized that happily ever after isn't really a thing.
Right. And it's subjective.
It can't exactly. It can be if you are willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
But some people don't think that marriage has to be work or it shouldn't be, and that's not the case. You are two human beings that are eventually growing, maybe not all at the same rate.
Yeah.
And so I would not say I'm disappointed at all. My husband and I have an amazing partnership. We have a very good life. We travel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have a dog and a cat that, helps keep us going and responsible, but at the same time, it's I feel like it's better than what I imagined happily ever after to be because there's more.
Yeah.
happily ever after leaves you hanging, whereas now you have a life outside of just the marriage, just the
Yeah.
getting married.
Yeah, because that's
So,
I feel like getting married is the easy part. Um, Having a wedding is fun, it's exciting, it's the build up to it. It's like, oh, we're about to have
mm-hmm,
this wedding, we're about to start this new life. But so many people don't understand that when you stand up and say vows, at the time they're just words. When you
mm-hmm.
say for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, for sickness and in health, until you've experienced that, it's just words.
Oh,
And
it's just words.
until you've
Yes.
had kids saying, oh, reading every book that you can think of, those are just words until
Mm-hmm.
you put that into action. And in our house as well, we don't really have a lot of defined gender roles. So we have three children. We have three sons, 10,
Mm.
9, and 2. And
Oh, your
so,
sanity.
yeah, girl, my sanity and my bathrooms. Like, let's just, it is a porta potty in here sometimes. And it's like, how did P get over there? I do not know.
Uh-huh.
But, we don't have gender roles in the sense of my husband enjoys cooking. And
Mm-hmm.
so he will do, the majority of the cooking because he likes to try new things.
Oh.
I'm the logistics person. I'm going to make sure all the doctor's appointments are made, all the things that they need for school, all the teacher stuff is taken care of. He's going
Mm-hmm.
to make sure they're signed up for sports, but when it's if I, like right now I'm doing this, he's getting the kids dressed. We have our son's birthday
Mm-hmm.
today. So it's so many
Oh, happy
things.
birthday to him.
Thank you. So it's so many things that go on that if you try to conform it within this box of what society and social media tells you, and there are a lot of women, with the success of becoming an influencer, that has allowed a lot more women to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's also really kind of created this unrealistic view of what a household is and should be, because like you said earlier, at the point that we're at now, it takes two incomes to run a house successfully. Those
Mm-hmm.
people who are like uber successful, that percentage is extremely small
It's
to
a
where
1%. It's a
you're in the
1%.
1%.
So my husband strives for that eventually. Like he wants it to the point where in like 10 years we're not working anymore.
Yeah.
Which I love that idea, but of course, like reality doesn't always work that way. But it is the 1%. Like we've done all the statistics. It is the 1% that literally is so successful that it does not take more than one income.
Yeah.
The rest of us are not there,
No,
especially those with kids.
and stuff is expensive. So
Oh yeah.
the daycare that my son goes to, Lennox is
Mm-hmm.
2. We pay $1,385 a month for
Mm-hmm.
daycare. For daycare. Like
Yep.
that's one bill, that's daycare. Because in order for me to my husband works from home and I work from home, but we would get nothing done
Yep.
and be if Lennox was here, because I have to go to weddings, I have to do this, I can't have my 2 year old
Mommy, I
here.
need this. Mommy, I need this. Mom, where is this? And then of course, they go ask dad, and dad's like, I don't know, ask mom.
And he would be in here in my lap, and my husband
Mm-hmm.
has, a high stress job, and so he's a business analyst, and right now they're just like numbers, 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 numbers. So everything
Mm-hmm.
is like on 10. So it's
Yep.
like we make the decision to put him in daycare. Well, our daycare, our mortgage, our daycare is almost as much as
Yeah.
our
Isn't that
mortgage.
insane?
It's
And of
insane.
course, you have the lucky people. Like, I know that if we were to have kids, my mother in law would love to quit her part time job and be a stay at home grandma.
Hmm.
She would love it. And don't get me wrong, I would be so thankful to that. But at the same time, like, you have to think, like, who do you want raising your kids? Like,
Correct.
what are you willing to give up in order to raise your kids? And some of us can't give up our job to raise our kids simply because of the fact that you don't have the money for
I'm gonna stay home with you, but we're gonna be in here hungry. Like,
that.
and I always, I always told my husband, like, I don't want to be the stay at home mom that literally has to stay at home because we can't afford to go anywhere. Like, I don't
Agreed.
want that. I would much rather, like, thankfully we only have one child in daycare,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a point where we had two, and that the amount that we pay now is more than what we paid for the two of them because of the area that we live in now, and it is
Oh.
ridiculous. Do you hear me? And people ask us, are we having more kids? I'm gonna have to become a hooker to in order
You be
to
working those streets to pay for that girl
I would
again.
be literally
Oh,
asking people, do you want to just elope and do you want to meet me in the back alley? Because I would not be able to
oh my God. No,
afford another
no
child.
lie. That is no lie. So, and like daycare for one is extremely expensive. Food is expensive. My grocery bill, when we moved into this house 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and my grocery bill for the exact same things, I swear, has almost doubled. And I
Yes.
was like, and Andrew's like, oh, that's just $5. And I'm like, Andrew, you don't go grocery shopping. No, it's
You
not. It
don't
is
go.
like, it is $9 now with tax.
Yes, it is
It
expensive,
is
and I'm feeding
insane.
grown men over here.
Uh-huh.
My 10-year-old is Maddox is 5'2", wears a size 12 in men's shoe. Jackson
Oh,
is 9. He's 4'11", wears a
girl,
size
you're feeding an army
11. And then my husband, and then like they eat all day.
constantly.
It
Mm-hmm.
is constant. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and it's nonstop. And then we
Mm-hmm.
have our oldest son. He's into web development. So like we put him in a web developer camp. That was $500 for 5 days.
I remember when camp for a whole week was like 150.
Oh my God, no. And they go to basketball training Monday through Thursday, like this camp. That was out of control.
No
Then
wonder you
my
started a second piece of your side
listen,
business.
listen, I'm gonna start that third piece, meeting people around the back corner in a minute, because my
Oh,
it is literally the amount that things cost is insane. And to circle back to our topic, I think that it is an unrealistic expectation to put that weight on one person, to tell
mm-hmm.
them, you are the man, it is your responsibility to provide for us.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to stay at home and you should be the one to take care of us, because it's like, that's not fair. It's not
No.
fair, it's not realistic, and it's not right to stress the other person out, because it's like, goodness gracious.
Well,
Shit's
again,
high.
it comes to the fact that it does take two in a relationship, always. It may not be at 100% on either side. Again, I quote back to a interview that Michelle Obama did where she was, sometimes it's 60-40,
Yep.
sometimes it's 70-30, sometimes it is 1% versus 99. Because again, we all get tired, we get
Yes.
frustrated with the humdrum of life, we get annoyed that every bill is coming at the same flipping week. You just got paid, and by the end of the week, you are completely broke. Like,
Yes.
we are
Yes.
literally, again, you have food in the house at least, but your kids are like, well, let's go do this. We're gonna have to push that off, and
It's $100 to
uh-huh.
go through the drive-through. Like, we're a family of 5. To go to
Mm-hmm.
the drive-through, we spend no less than $50 going through
Mm-hmm.
the drive-through. Going to a trampoline park, you're spending $80. We went to okay, I took me, Maddox, and Jackson, the three of us. We went to the movies. We spent $33 on movie tickets. We spent $34 on one large popcorn and 3 drinks. We then spent another $30+ going to CC's after that to get something to eat. That was just the three of us going to go do something for a couple of hours. Like, it is,
Mm-hmm.
the cost and expense of things is crazy. And I think that my husband does a great job being a provider. And I know that if it was within his power, and he's working so hard for it to be that everything is his responsibility. He wants to
Mm-hmm.
pay everything. He wants to do everything. And he's like, and your money can just be like our family money, like plan the trips, plan the vacations. And we're
Mm-hmm.
getting there. But until we do, I'm going to support him and do my part, because it's not fair. Everybody has stressors. He has the stress of his job. We have our 3 children. Running a wedding planning business is Is
I put my hat to you. So I'm starting a I can't even remember the word right now. But I've been helping people with weddings. I'm helping a friend
okay.
plan a wedding, and I'm
Uh-huh.
not only her bridesmaid, but I am also in the process of going to be the person who makes sure everything is done the day of. So I get
Her day of coordinator. Yeah,
yes, I'm
it's
her.
intense. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine you doing that and you have 12 weddings in a month and you are juggling conversations with everybody, and at the same time, I really pride myself on making every bride that I have feel like they're the only bride that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you email me, I want to email you right back. If you text me, I want to text you right back, because I want you to feel like you are the priority, because I take it seriously in the sense of like, this is how I take care of my family.
Mm-hmm.
This is daycare. This is summer camp. This is soccer
Yep.
practice. This is all the things. And I think that it's so unfair for people to put that pressure on one person when we all are dealing with things. So, Kelsie, as we get ready to wrap up, I really want to ask you one more thing. What
Mm-hmm.
is, one piece of advice that you could give to a bride that is listening right now that just got engaged? She's in the
Oh,
process of planning her wedding. What piece of advice would you give her?
my piece of advice, and it is something that I had to learn through my own planning, even though you did most of my planning, was remember that this is not just your day, this is your husband's day as well.
Mm,
It isn't, everybody talks about, oh, it's the bride's day, oh, it's the bride's day. 100%. Yes, sweetie, it is yours too. But your husband gets to have his moment with this as well, because this is the moment where he says in front of everybody he loves that he picked you.
yes.
And that is something I almost forgot in myself because, of course, I wanted to make certain things a battle, and there was no reason to
Right.
at all. My husband got to enjoy that day just as much as I did.
Because
So
when the
that would
day
be
is
my piece of
over,
advice.
it's just the two of you.
100%. Because he's the one that goes home with you afterwards. It's
Yeah.
he's the one that gets the fallout after you've stressed and put this day
Yeah.
together, and all of a sudden you get to take a moment to breathe when it's over, and
Yeah.
then who has to deal with the emotion of where does it go?
Yeah.
And he's gonna want to know that it was worth it.
Yeah. I
Was the wedding worth it?
I love that. And I definitely wish the two of you the best in everything that
Thank
you're
you.
you're doing. And girl, I commend you on that yard work that you said that you be doing, girl.
Thank
Listen,
you.
it is that now
That is my workout for the day.
I'm willing to do a lot of things. But I don't ask me to pull no weeds. My husband's like, come on, we're gonna go out here and get your kids. You have some sons. Go grab them boys, because I'm
Like,
not.
through this.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, we just finna go out here. I didn't like how they, edged the grass up. We about to go out here.
No, you are.
No, no, no. I will let me go get my shades and my chair and me something to drink, and I'm gonna be out here for moral support, and I'm gonna sit in the garage and I will watch you do your thing, because I'm like, my allergies are gonna go from 0 to 100 immediately, and I'm just gonna be out here
Mm-hmm.
looking crazy. But seriously,
Yep.
Kelsie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
I
for
really,
having me.
really appreciate you, and I will, of course, if you are watching this on our YouTube or our Instagram, then you will see some beautiful pictures of Kelsie's wedding. And it was gorgeous. And she had on the most beautiful non-traditional dress, which I always love. That is my favorite. If you have heard me talk about weddings before, then you know that is my thing. Like, I love for a bride to show up in her best. Like, that's my thing. Whatever makes you feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. I'm not a fan of like conforming to traditions just for the sake of, oh, I have to wear this long white dress or this
White
ball
dress.
gown. No,
Mm-hmm.
you wear what you want to wear that makes you feel like the baddest bride alive. And Kelsie did that. So,
100%.
if you are watching this, then you can see. And if you're listening, you need to go to our YouTube, Wedding to Wife, or our Instagram, Wedding to Wife Podcast, so that you can check this interview out. But one more time, Kelsie, thank you so much for coming on. We have this new little button on here, and I'm going to let it clap us out as we get ready to leave. Woo!
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.